all we have is who we are, and integrity is an important piece of who we are. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, how much money you have, what your job is, we all can have integrity. So growing up with nothing, that's all I had, you know. You had to make your way with honesty, integrity, and doing good stuff, because you had no money. You can't buy your way in. You have to earn it. And there's only one way you earn it, and that's to be honest and with integrity. When you find out your why, that's when you find peace. When you can answer that question of why, that's when you find your peace. And Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Marathon for Kids journey is all about finding my why and answering my why.
I think what drives Tony is knowing that he can make a difference, that he can be the voice for people that maybe can't speak for themselves yet.
Tony's a salt of the earth guy. He's somebody that when you have any interactions with him, you know you're going to get exactly what he is portraying. You know that he is going to give you 100% of who he is, and you can trust his word.
What he does is he shares so much of himself. He puts it all out there. And when you know Tony's story and you know who Tony is, there's no question in your mind that he's the real deal.
I'm really just see it as trying to do my part, because we have so many people in this community that do good work in the community. So I just really see it as I'm just trying to keep up. You know, I think that's when we get better, is when we hang around people who are better than us. And that's all it is. I walked into this community-minded already, but when I looked around and said, I'm not alone here. There's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff. You got to step up your game, and you got to help out.
He cares about this community, you know. We haven't lived here our entire life, but I feel like we have.
So one of the things that's interesting about the ways Tony has chosen to be impactful in this community is it could be a lonely path, right? I envision him running along a dark road in the middle of the winter, and there's no one around to see what he is doing. He's a very quiet leader.
Every day for the last 12 years has been about making a difference for children. Doesn't matter what the weather is, doesn't matter what his attitude is, doesn't matter that he had to have surgery. He ran, he has trained, every vacation has been built around giving back. That same level of passion that he has for children, he has for the rural communities in our area.
The average day for me is getting ready for the next marathon and getting work done. That's my focus. What can I get done at work, and how do I get ready for the next one?
The way he works, like nobody works harder than my dad, whether it's running, whether it's his job, whether it's his family, whether it's community service work, you know, I just don't know how he does it.
Tony is good for the community on several levels, and certainly the work he's done with Big Brothers Big Sisters and these other organizations is impacting our community in amazing ways. But the other place Tony's having a real impact in our community is right here at Cherryland. We're just cutting edge utility, and that's great for our region, whether it's being the first in the state to have community solar or having an industry leading power supply portfolio that's over 50% carbon free. All of that happened because of Tony's leadership and his tireless advocacy for the needs of the people who live in our rural community. We are better because he's here.
Tony has so much passion for causes he believes in. He's that guy that is so humble that he never really talks about himself, and he's so interesting because he won't necessarily fight for himself, but if there's an underdog and if he knows he can make a difference, he is all in. He advocates for children, he advocates for rural communities. He is going to make sure that those that perhaps don't have a voice, that he becomes their voice and he amplifies it. And the level of dedication and commitment that this man exhibits, he's run 43 marathons. He's about to run his 44th. He single-handedly, although it'd be single-footedly, has raised $400,000 for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Do you know how many lives that has changed?
This award, it means a lot. because I've watched it handed out for the last 16 years. And when I got the call that they were going to give it to me, I didn't believe it, because I just didn't think I was as good or as worthy as the people who have gotten it before.
I know this is hard for him to be hearing and hard for him to be accepting today, but I cannot think of a more deserving person for this award.
I'm just very proud of him for accomplishing this and, you know, what he's trying to accomplish, so we'll just work through the rest of them and hopefully it'll all work out.
And so to me, it's really rewarding to see the community bring into the light what he is doing and recognize what he is doing and the impact he is having, because I don't think he does it for that reason, and I also think the way he's chosen to do it is just a very quiet, humble way. And so it's exciting to see him get some recognition for that.
What I love about my dad is that, again, he's always been there for me, like through everything, you know, all the ups and downs. He's always been a phone call away.
He's done more than make me good at my job. Working for Tony and knowing him makes me a better human being and a happier human being. And I feel blessed and lucky to get to know him.
Tony deserves this award because he has selflessly dedicated 15 plus years to helping children in need in our community.
He's changed my life for the better because he helped me through my mother's death, so I'm not like super depressed all the time when she passed away.
Would I run 51 marathons to change the cycle of poverty for one kid? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And if people remember one thing, I want them to remember that there's nothing more important than changing the cycle of poverty for one kid.